Would you like to know how to market your coaching business? You're an amazing coach, you've learned the skills, you've helped some people, but now you want to get your message or your ability out there to more people. What do? We're going to talk about many types of marketing because you might have been bombarded by a lot of different things, and so I'm going to point out the pros and cons so you can make a decision of what's the best type of marketing for you. Now I am going to talk about YouTube because YouTube, in my experience, I produce over 50 different YouTube channels for coaches. YouTube is the best platform to market your coaching business. Now, when you follow this strategy that I'm going to share with you, people won't feel like they're being sold to. In fact, they really appreciate the value that you're giving to them, and by the time that you talk to them, they're like a referral quality lead. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to market your coaching business. All right, let's talk about the difference between paid and organic first. Okay, so paid traffic has both pros and cons. Let's look at the pros. All right, you see for paid, we have pros and cons here. It's fast, you can really scale it. There's ways to target your audience and test different audiences against each other. It's really iterative, which means you can make changes easily and quickly to test different things. You can split test, which means you can have two things running at the same time and see which one works better. That allows you to really test and tweak and improve pretty fast. And once you get things working, like I'll talk about this, it can be pretty expensive. You can lose a lot of money in the beginning, just money out the door to learn. But once you learn, and then once you start to break a profit, you can scale it up, okay? And the tools that you use for ads, they provide you a lot of data. And so that's how you're able to know what to tweak and what to change. Now, a lot of my colleagues that do a lot of paid advertising, they have huge budgets. It just boggles my mind to hear them talk about spending $300,000 or $400,000 every single month in ad costs, okay? And then the return, the revenue that they're generating from those leads might be $400,000. Let's say they're spending $300,000 and they're making $400,000, so that's profitable, and so they keep doing it, but it's a lot of work because the shelf life on these ads doesn't last very long. They've got to continually iterate and create new ads and new copy and new videos and try and find more and more audiences that haven't heard their message before. And so to keep that going, it's a lot of work. I call it a learning curve. There's a kind of a complex process that you've got to go through to do all of this. Now I skipped over temporary. What I mean by temporary is, let's say you do this campaign and let's say you're profitable every month for a year and then you stop paying. You turn off your ads, you're not getting any more leads. There's nothing out there that you've actually built. It's all just temporary. You're getting leads because you're paying for them. The quality of leads is low. You're going to have a high volume of leads to sort through and filter to finally get to those that are going to become your customers. Now, when we're talking about organic, it's a lot more cost effective, okay? And it's evergreen. So if we have a campaign where we're launching a series of videos on YouTube this month, those videos will start to get us results. And then the next month, we launch more. We launch a second campaign. The third month, we launch a third campaign. Well, guess what? All three of those campaigns are running at the same time. So every time you launch a new campaign, you create more videos. It's like that snowball that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're talking about here, you have a $300,000 campaign that you're doing every month and you're bringing in a $100,000 return. Well, you're going to keep tweaking, keep changing. A year from now, you're still bringing in a $100,000 return. Another year from now, you're still just bringing in that $100,000 return. Whereas over here, once you get to a point, and it's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to take several months to get to the point where you're really generating consistent leads. But let's say you build it to that point where you're generating a $100,000 return. You're going to keep launching new campaigns and new content on YouTube, so that return is going to continue to increase. You're really just going to build that momentum. Now, let's talk about these referral quality leads. People don't feel like they're being sold to. In fact, they feel like you're giving them value. You're teaching them. They're getting to know you, and a relationship of trust is being built. So by the time you talk to them, it feels like you're talking to a referral, somebody that's been highly recommended from a trusted source, right? Well, these people have gotten to know you. They've spent time with you in video form learning from you, and they're really excited. They kind of know what you're about. They just want to know, well, tell me some of these details. Answer these questions. What's your program look like? How can I hire you? So the disadvantage or the cons of organic is that it takes time. We've kind of talked about that. Now, a lot of people say organic, you can't really target as well, and it is different the way that you target. But my specific strategy, you can target really well. You can really hone in on who your target audience is, and you can really dominate your branch. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Now, reporting is different. Here, reporting is automatic. Here, you've got to set up your reporting. So it takes a little bit more effort for you to be able to track exactly where your leads are coming from. But you definitely want to set up stuff so that you know, oh, these leads are coming from YouTube. These leads are coming from LinkedIn. You know, whatever sources, you want to be able to track and know where they're coming from. Take a look at these organic results on YouTube from many coaches, okay? These are all clients of mine that follow this strategy, okay? So if you go to YouTube and you type in how to get business credit with poor personal credit, notice who's at the top. My client Noelle Randall, she's in position 1 and position 2. What about this one? How to get your kids to listen without yelling. In position 2 is Paul Jenkins. In position 3 is Nicolene Peck. Both of them film right here in this filming house. If you type in buying vacant land in Florida, you find Brent Bowers. If you type in are fixed indexed annuities a good investment, you find Stan the Annuity Man. Here you find Doug Andrew at the top. Here you find Jason Schroeder at the top. Here you find Michelle Villalobos in position 2 and 3 and 4. Here you find Jason Hewlett at the top. Here you find Nicole Espinosa in position 1 and 2. There's Ted Thomas at the top. There's Dan Good at the top. There's Verl Workman at the top. There's Laurel Langmeyer at the top. There's Chris Miles at the top. There's Chris Abbott at the top. Okay, this goes on and on. Anyone who uses this strategy can get these same results and rank at the top of YouTube. The secret is my leaf strategy. Now, my leaf strategy has 5 ingredients, and for you to really understand this strategy, let me share with you my tree analogy. So this tree has a broad trunk that goes out to the branches that goes out to the leaves. The trunk represents your core area of expertise. What do you provide coaching on? And the branches are all the different categories of your expertise, while the leaves represent the very specific questions that your target audience is asking. So just as an example, let's say you're an expert in productivity. An example of a leaf, what can increase productivity in a dental office? Or another one, how to improve productivity on a construction site. I did not make these questions up. I did keyword research to find these questions that have consistent search volume every month. So if you're a productivity expert, then these are examples of what you would find if you did that keyword research. Now take a look at this. This is some keyword research I did for my client, Noelle Randall. She provides coaching on how to invest in vacation rentals or how to invest in Airbnb real estate and stuff like that. So all the questions you see here on the screen on this spreadsheet have the words real estate investor find. So I call that a level 4 branch. So real is like the trunk, and then an estate investor find. All of these questions have those 4 words in it. And the branch right next to it, real estate investor become. Okay, so instead of the word find, it's the word become. All of these questions have those 4 words in it. Now, when I grouped them this way and I showed these to Noelle, she compared them side by side and she said, you know what, this first branch, the find branch, that's not my target audience. I don't need to show up for those questions. But the become branch, ooh, I want to rank for those. That is my target audience. I can answer every single one of those questions. I want to show up at the top of YouTube. So we checked to see where her current ranking was. On February 10th, we typed in every single one of these questions to see if she's at the top. We would put that as a yes. If we had to scroll down, but she's still in the top 20, we put that as starting. And if we did that search, but we could not find her in the top 20, we put no. Okay, so for this branch that is not her target audience, she actually has a good amount of traction, but we didn't put any more attention there. We focused on this branch because we found a lot of opportunity. On February 10th, when we did this search, you'll see that majority of these results are no. She does not show up on YouTube, only 2 yeses. You'll see the second to the last column says filming date, and we started to film a lot of episodes to answer these questions. So we filmed 5 of these in February, we filmed a few more in March, we filmed a few more in April, and take a look at these results. By April 18th, we had turned 2 yeses into 8 yeses. By May 16th, a lot more yeses. By July 3rd, we're pretty much dominating this entire branch. So Noelle is ranking at the top for this branch like she had hoped for. I want you to get these same results. I want you to dominate your branch on YouTube, and I've created a mini course to help teach you the 5 ingredients of this strategy. This course is only $17. It's called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint, and you can find it at youtubeleadgen.net. Again, it's only $17, but when you go through this course, you'll understand exactly what the 5 steps are so that every episode you launch can get these same type of results. And just give this a little bit of time and you will dominate this branch on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you in the mini course.